Listen, it's good. It's good to be back home. We're excited about playing our home opener tomorrow against VMI. VMI appears to, over the first 2 weeks, have a pretty good ball club. They're 7-0, and I've never seen a stat like this. In 7 ball games, they've stolen 70 bases, which most teams don't steal 70 bases in an entire year. Our focus is on them. We'll get back out on our beautiful field today and get a good practice in and get ready for a little bit of a home stretch. I knew these first 2 weekends that we were going to play on the road would be a challenge. I wanted to put this team in that situation against really high caliber ball clubs on the road. And, we fell a little bit short yesterday. We played 6 games so far this year. We've had 2 extra inning games that we haven't found a way to win. And, listen, I know there was a lot of praise in the preseason about this year's team and a lot about individual players. Once the season starts, that's over, and you have to go out and earn, what you get. And so we're focused on right now about getting a little bit better each day, and we need to get better in some areas. And the college baseball season's a long season. We played 10% of our games. There's a lot of baseball throughout the year, and it goes ups and downs. And I believe in this team, and we'll be ready to play tomorrow.
What's the main thing you learned from playing against that caliber competition?
Well, the pitching you face when you face Oklahoma and Oregon State and Minnesota, it's like the pitching in our league. And again, that's why, I wanted to go and play in these tournaments, is to really challenge our guys. And we got challenged for sure. Certainly we need to do some things better. I think that we're playing really good defense, although the game ended last night on a throwing error, but we didn't lose that game because of that throwing error. We're not opportunistic. I think that, our starting pitching's been real solid. You look at what Bryson Moore and the freshman Tomas Valinkas did yesterday was impressive. Drew Kennan out of the bullpen yesterday against Oklahoma was really impressive. So there's some real bright spots we can build on. Overall, we need more productive at-bats, right? We're just not stringing enough productive at-bats together. We had a nice second inning against Oklahoma yesterday, where Luke Hansen had a nice hit to the right side to drive in 2 runs. That was a productive inning with a lot of productive at-bats, and we just need more consistency of that throughout the lineup. Listen, you're not going to roll out and hit 4 home runs every day and get 20 hits. It's about having good, consistent, productive at-bats, and that's where we need to improve on.
Are you okay with the approach that a lot of the guys are taking? Is anything there?
Yeah, there's times you'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive. I plugged Trey Wells in there Saturday and Sunday, and he was very aggressive, and it paid off for him. Hey, listen, hitting's a tough thing to do. So I think it's one of the hardest things in sports to do, to hit a round ball with a round bat moving forward at 95 miles an hour. It's not easy, but you have to put yourself in the fundamental position every time to give yourself the best chance to be successful. So, I think that there's some really good bright spots, but, again, it's more about being consistently productive that we need to improve on, and we will. We've got plenty of players that are in the lineup that have done really great things, and again, it's 2 weekends on the road. You look across the country, and there's teams that are 6-0, 7-0, 6-1. And they've played all their games at home, and so it's good to be back here playing on our own field. And I believe that we'll get in a groove and start being more productive.
Got to feel great to get Evan Blanco back. What's the plan for both the weekend rotation and the bullpen moving forward?
The plan, Evan Blanco will start tomorrow. He'll be on a pitch count tomorrow, and provided that goes well, then we'll pitch him once a week. and build him up. But he'll start the game tomorrow. He'll be on a very limited pitch count, and we'll kind of chop the game up from a pitching standpoint. I haven't thought about the weekend at all. We're going to focus on tomorrow, and then we'll figure out what we're doing on the weekend.
Looks like nice weather for tomorrow for the home opener.
Yeah.
What do you expect to see from your guys being in your home ballpark now for this big season?
Well, I'm excited. This is where we practice and train every day, and it was unfortunate we couldn't get our home opener in last week because of the weather. But the guys love playing here. They're proud of this ballpark. They're proud of the fans and the atmosphere that we have, and so. I know they're excited to get back here and get a good practice in today, and tomorrow should be a sunny 65-degree day, and we've got work to do, and we've got to continue to improve. That's what this is about. It's about growth. There's the college baseball season is a long season, and you all know that have followed us before. There's dips in different points of the season. It's all about how you respond to it, and yesterday we had a chance to win a championship. Had we won the game yesterday, we would have won the championship of that tournament. You don't win it, and all of a sudden it's 1-2 in the tournament, and it can be pretty fragile. But it's on to the next game. We've got, you're allowed to play 56 of these games in the regular season, and you move on to the next one and continue to get better.
What's Aiden Teal giving you guys throughout the early part of the season? It seems like maybe he's swung it maybe the best.
Aiden Teal's given us a lot of energy. He's an incredibly positive young man. He doesn't get down on himself. He brings a lot of energy and aggressiveness, and I just love the way he plays and the way he goes about his business. And he's been a nice spark for us. He hit a ball last night that was almost out to right center field. He's gonna continue to be productive for us, and he's a guy that's playing loose and carefree and aggressive, and he's being rewarded for that.
Any thoughts of moving guys around in the lineup at all, maybe to shake up something off?
Yeah, I did that a little bit, here and there this weekend. Not too much. Listen, those guys are really good players, and I've just never been a big believer in all of a sudden making wholesale changes and things like that with guys that have been incredibly productive in this uniform. And they just need to stick with it and keep fighting, and the game will come around their way. It's just you play it like you have seen it the last 5 months, and I've just never believed it as a coach to panic and all of a sudden change things drastically. So they'll continue to be more productive moving forward.
You guys have gotten some good efforts out of the bullpen from Landon.
Yeah.
I know Arrington pitched the other day too. What is it about your belief in some guys from the lower levels coming up that makes you think they can have some success?
Yeah, I think it's really important to understand that because we've played really high quality teams. I mean, listen, I know Oklahoma's not a top 25 ranked team, but those things don't mean anything before the season starts. Oklahoma has a great ball club and plays in the SEC, and they've got, really good hitters and high quality arms. Oregon State's really good. So I think when you look at our pitching, especially, you brought up the relief pitching, they've done a tremendous job for the most part. And, just getting out there their first couple of times. And I think Lansendorfer's been terrific. I loved seeing the way Arrington threw the other day for his first time out there. I think he ran out of gas a little bit, getting Arrington back, he wasn't available the first weekend because of a hamstring issue, is a nice addition. So I've got a lot of confidence in the depth of our pitching staff, and because of how we pitched and defended, we've been in every ball game. It's just a run here, a big inning or a big hit here or there, and the situation's a little bit different.
You mentioned Trey Wells.
Yeah.
Wells before. So, what kind of impact did you just see him have this weekend when he got out there to play?
Yeah, I just thought that we've got a lot of confidence in Trey, but Jacob Ferentz had an incredible year last year, and we've got a ton of confidence in him. But I felt after going into Saturday's game that it was time for him to catch behind the plate. And because of how he swung the bat on Saturday, he earned the opportunity to DH on Sunday. And I think, again, most of his at bats were very, very productive. He's an aggressive kid, and he's earned the opportunity he's had. He knows that he's behind a guy that had an awesome year for us, catching wise and offensively last year. But he wants opportunity too, and it says something about a young man when he gets his opportunity, he steps up, and that needs to be rewarded.
You've seen the freshman Tomas Valinkis in 2 starts now, 2 pretty impressive starts.
Yeah.
What do you like from him so far?
Gosh, I mean, the kid's really talented. And I mean, he had Oklahoma completely locked down for the first 3 innings. And again, Oklahoma's got a good ball club. He got into a 3-2 count against one of their really good power hitters, and the guy hit a fastball out of the ballpark, And what I was most proud of Valinkis was, they got 3 runs off of him, and then he went out there in the 6th inning and shut him down in the 6th inning and saved an inning for our bullpen. That's something you see out of a 21-year-old, And so his stuff's really good. His competitive spirit's great. So I love what he's doing, and I think he's going to have a very, very bright future in our uniform, and he's going to have a great year for us.
Do you have any update on Augustine? Is he getting closer?
He's not. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a defined update, but he will not be pitching anytime soon.
What about Jack O'Connor or Bradley Hodges?
Yeah, they're doing really well. They're going to face hitters again in a scrimmage this week. I don't have a return date. It all depends on how they look and what their execution is and how they feel the next day after they throw. But on both of them, everything looks really positive that they both should be pitching in a game very, very soon.